While doing research for the show, we came across the Purdue Online Writing Lab, which states that metaphors and similes are more efficient and economical than ordinary language. They give maximum meaning with a minimum of words. Like a broken record, I constantly repeat the motto, less words, more power. So folks, beware of this wave of excitement coming through as we're about to define the next great debate of the 21st century. Metaphor versus simile. We are honored to have been chosen to moderate this debate. But before we begin, let's reacquaint ourselves with the candidates. First, finding its roots in ancient Greece, originally meaning transfer, carry over. Today it's defined as an expression in which something is figuratively used to describe something else, as in, apple of my eye, or the city is a melting pot. Please welcome Metaphor to the podium. Our next debater stems directly from Old Latin, originally meaning a comparison, parallel, likeness. Today, it's defined as a figure of speech utilizing the words like or as to describe something by comparing it to something else. Please help us warmly invite simile to the podium. Because both our candidates speak gibberish, I will translate all their answers for our audience at home. Let's begin. Round 1. Standout qualities. Both metaphor and simile share a similar purpose as stated by the Purdue Online Writing Lab. What makes you stand out more? Simile? I am more accessible to the reader. Comparisons are easier to digest as opposed to alluding to something. It also means my demographic is wider, especially in everyday speech. Metaphor, your response. You can only say like or as but so much before it irritates your audience. I offer broader options to the author. I think it to be arrogant to assume one's readership is like a baby that needs to be micromanaged. Moving on. Okay, simile would like to respond. I'm not implying similes are dumbing it down, but being creative does not necessarily mean being deep either. Though, there can be a sophisticated challenge in expressing new ideas through common methods. Okay, Metaphor. Quick response. I'd just like to point out in that last statement, my opponent used a few metaphors. Brother. Round 2. The analogy question. How do you respond to the allegations that you are both nothing more than analogies? Metaphor, you may answer first. Are people, animals, and plants nothing more than earthlings? Are you and your pets to be considered the same since you both take residency in the same dwelling? Okay. Simile, are you prepared to address these same accusations? Unlike the figure of speech that I and my opponent are, an analogy is more a logical argument. Though we all use comparisons, analogies do so for the sake of similarity, not for aesthetics. Wow, our candidates are actually agreeing on something. They're both unapologetically analogy deniers. Sorry, we have breaking news. Apparently, there's a protest taking place outside our facilities. For more, we move to a guy who looks a lot and sounds a lot like me. If you can hear the chants in the background, the crowd is saying metonymy, which we all know is when the name of an object or concept is replaced with a word closely related to it or suggested by it, such as protect the crown when you may be talking about defending a kingdom or a land like England, or hooray, hooray for Hollywood. The protesters believe metonymy should have been invited to this debate. So as more develops, we will get back to you in the studios. We're going to take a short break to compose ourselves for the final round, as we hope you willingly give your ears to our sponsors. Poetry Defined is a product you can trust. It is patriotic, innovative, it helps everyone, and it can help you too. But most importantly, it is patriotic, and it is free. Poetry Defined. Like, share, and subscribe. Your free membership is our currency in the land of make-believe. Are we seriously doing this for the final round? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I present Round 3, Metaphor versus Simile, Dusk of Objectivity. One last time, let me remind the audience of who our characters are. We have Metaphor, and we have Simile. Both will be given time to argue their case from a subjective standpoint. Metaphor, you may begin. Shakespeare said, Juliet is the sun. He didn't say she was like it. He literally changed the cosmos for her. Actually, Shakespeare better defined Juliet with, her beauty hangs upon the cheek of night, like a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. When Aristotle spoke of me, he said, the metaphor has qualities of exotic and the fascinating. Name dropping ancient Greek philosophers? Well, Homer made me epic. Ever hear the Odyssey? Psychologists say to view a metaphor as solely a literature term would be inaccurate. Studies have shown a metaphor is conceptual rather than linguistic in nature. We think by utilizing metaphors. If we're gonna discuss anatomy, let's discuss the bones in your closet. Yeah, I mean the dead metaphor. Pause. The dead metaphor is a figure of speech that has lost its force and imaginative effectiveness due to its overly frequent usage, such as foot of the bed, or neck of the woods, or arm of a chair. Many scholars today debate whether the dead metaphor is just a metaphor, or if it is just dead. If a phrase has lost its aesthetic value and becomes a cliche, how does it remain being a metaphor? But should metaphors be penalized for their popular success? That is for another debate. Okay, play. And wait, what is that in your hand? Oh, this? This is a special alloy which represents my ace in the sleeve, because the truth of the matter is, simile, I am your father. Wait, hold on, you're overmixing and crisscrossing metaphors now, But it is true. A simile is a type of metaphor, just like a metonymy. All similes are a metaphor, but not all metaphors are a simile, which means whether we pose them to you as opposing candidates or superheroes or as the literal devices they are, a metaphor will always be chosen, which means we have a clear winner. Metaphor wins. But don't ignore the simile, my friend. All literary terms discussed in this episode deserve some playing time in your creative work. In a later show, we'll dive more into the land of metaphor. Be sure to check out our following episode where we discuss poetry's favorite odd couple, the apostrophe and anaphora. As always, folks, we thank you for watching Poetry Defined. Prose come in paragraphs and follow the laws of grammar. Your everyday speech, novels, essays, news articles, the law, etc. are all a little scientific here. There is a theory circling around linked to the cerebral cortex and limbic system in our brain. The cerebral